Hey everyone, this is Ross the Weatherman, and I'm here to talk about the tornado outbreak that happened on Friday and overnight into Saturday, the 2nd and 3rd of March. Now, in terms of tornado outbreaks, it was a pretty big outbreak. Tornadoes, obviously, lots of reports. We have at least 80 reports of tornadoes so far. That number might go up depending on survey of damage that the rest of the National Guard and stuff go out and still assess the rest of the damage across some of the eastern states. Nevertheless, we had a pretty big storm system come out of the pretty much Rockies and in northern tier of the country on Friday, and we had Gulf of Mexico moisture come up, obviously, and together it had the ingredients to produce a pretty large storm across most of the nation. Obviously, we had snow on the northern side and obviously the big severe weather outbreak on the southern side. Interestingly enough, Friday morning we actually had a couple areas, Mississippi, northern Alabama, that actually got hit by a couple tornadoes, and we also had severe storms across Tennessee and Kentucky Friday morning. That all moved out and dissipated, and the real start of the severe weather outbreak, tornado outbreak, happened Friday afternoon between 2 and 4 p.m. Pretty much 12 states got hit by tornadoes. We have Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, obviously hardest hit areas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, parts of the Carolinas, Virginia, and Louisiana. So pretty much a huge area was dealing with tornadoes. At one point we had over 30 tornado warnings that we were all dealing with, so that's a lot of tornado warnings that happened at one time. And the hardest hit actually areas in terms of tornado strength or EF tornadoes, we rank them by the Fujita scale or Hansen Fujita scale. We had EF4 tornadoes in southern Indiana around Henryville. We also had EF3 and EF4 tornadoes just east of Lexington, Kentucky. We also had a couple of tornadoes in and around the Nashville area. Nothing actually hit Nashville downtown. No tornado actually hit downtown, but we did have squally weather come through, lots of wind, and we had a lot of hail come in through Nashville and stuff. We also had a pretty good tornado come, I think it was an EF3 in Harvest, Alabama. That's northern Alabama. I was pointing to Mississippi, Alabama. That also hit as well. And that's near the Huntsville area. And Huntsville actually got a couple storms here and there. Friday morning, just north of Huntsville, actually, there were a couple tornadoes, and then Friday evening as well we had a couple tornadoes. They didn't hit the Huntsville area, but they came pretty darn close to the vicinity and stuff. Unfortunately, if all of you remember, last year on April 27th, 2011, we had the biggest outbreak since the 1974 super outbreak, and a lot of the places around the South and even up into the Ohio and Tennessee River valleys actually got double whammed within a year. Last year, some communities got devastated and then they rebuilt, and unfortunately some of the same communities that rebuilt from last year's tornado outbreak got destroyed again this past Friday. So unfortunately, that's not good at all, especially when it happens twice within 10 months. So that's not really good at all. And so, Friday evening and stuff, pretty much the main activity started to dwindle down a little bit. We had a couple tornado warnings in southwestern Virginia, the Carolinas, southern Georgia, and northern Florida. Not a whole lot of large tornadoes to deal with overnight and stuff, but we had a lot of rain come into eastern Virginia and the eastern North Carolina areas as well. Nevertheless, unfortunately, the death toll is in the mid to upper 30s. I think it's around 37 people who have perished, unfortunately, so please keep them in your prayers, as a lot of the communities around this area are trying to pick up and move on with their lives. And unfortunately, we have a little clipper system coming down, and it's actually producing snow this afternoon and overnight tonight. Today is Sunday, so tonight and overnight, places in Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, places that got devastated by large EF3s and EF4 tornadoes, unfortunately are getting some snow, and that's not really going to help in terms of just cleaning up snow on top of debris and stuff you really can't see. So just, it's not that good of conditions this evening and going into tomorrow. That little clipper system tonight into Monday will scoot off the mid-Atlantic coast. Couple places in southern Virginia and the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee, maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow, but other than that, not a whole lot. After that, however, the rest of the week looks to be great weather-wise. We're going to have high pressure build in. We're going to have a nice southerly warm breeze come up from the south. It's going to produce ample sunshine pretty much for the Ohio, Mississippi, and Kentucky river valleys. It's going to be great for people that are going out and cleaning up after the storms and stuff and just taking a survey of what happened and all of that. And as everyone just tries to clean up, it looks like the week is going to be a pretty good week in terms of sunshine and temperatures and stuff. So that's my report on the 2012 outbreak that obviously happened on the 2nd and 3rd of March. Again, at least 80 tornado reports that I've heard from other sources. I think it's 37 that have perished, unfortunately, and stuff. You can donate money to the Red Cross if you want to. I think they have a texting thing that they set up if you want to do if you want to text Red Cross and stuff to a number. I don't have that number, but that's what I've heard from other sources and stuff. So, with that pretty much said, one of the biggest tornado outbreaks, obviously, in March, it might be the biggest tornado outbreak in March, especially for early March, nonetheless. And it is the biggest tornado outbreak that we've seen in this country since the April 27, 2011 super outbreak of last year. So hopefully the rest of the season doesn't repeat from this past Friday and Saturday scenario. However, unfortunately, it does look like that this season is going to be busy, and already from the outbreak that we saw on Friday and Saturday, it looks like it could be a very busy, active tornado season again. Stay safe. Keep the people that have lost loved ones and have been affected by the tornado outbreak in your hearts and stuff. And I'll be back in a couple weeks to just give you an update on some other spring type weather.